That escalated quickly. The jobs market is still white hot, according to today's brand new jobs report. But that good news may be not so good news when it comes to inflation and another possible interest rate hike. Now, I'll explain why in a second. But first, let's talk about the glass half full. According to today's Bureau of Labor Statistics report, July marked the 19th consecutive month of job growth. That means American businesses added workers to their payrolls to the tune of 528,000 in the month of July. These job adds were across the board, but the biggest gains were in leisure and hospitality, professional and business services, and healthcare. That big number of jobs added brings us back to the level of jobs we had in February of 2020, meaning all the jobs that were lost during the pandemic have now been recovered. And speaking of February 2020, today's report found unemployment went down again in July to 3.5%, the same as it was in February 2020, which ties for a 50-year low. And the number of long-term unemployed people has also returned to the February 2020 level. Now, let me be clear. None of the economists were predicting such a strong report. They were all predicting some job growth and that it would still increase, but not to the tune of 528,000. Now, here's the glass half empty part of this. While the jobs market is super strong, people are getting hired and wages are technically up about 5% over last year. At the same time, inflation is at 9.1%. So all those wage gains are being eaten up by much higher inflation and then some. That's why you don't feel good about the cost of living. Now, let's talk about the interest rates. The Federal Reserve was hoping today's job report would cool off a bit so inflation would start to come down. Obviously, that didn't happen. So today's report, along with several other factors, will be considered when the Fed makes a decision about whether or not to raise interest rates again when they meet at the end of September.